Oh, this started. I don't want to do any editing. I'm eating. So, like, picking out all the marshmallows in there. Almost gone. I'm almost done. Anyway, this is my accent challenge video. So I'll tell you a quick little anecdote so that those of you who don't already know what I sound like can hear. This is my accent. I'm from the US, from Florida. I'm American, unfortunately. But like most Americans, if you go like the generation before like my grandparents, not from America, I'm like this nice little European mutt. On my dad's side, I'm pretty much exclusively Irish and Scottish. On my mom's side, I'm half Italian, half English. I don't know. What's wrong with me? Why couldn't I think of that? Like I didn't. Yeah, so you'd think I'd be maybe a little bit good. Maybe it's like in my genetic code somewhere that I should be good at those accents. I'm not. So that's my little disclaimer. Any accent that I do that's not this one or an American Southern accent, because that's sometimes I have relatives that have Southern accents, so sometimes I have a bit of a Southern accent when I'm around them. I'm playing with lipstick, by the way. Sorry. I wore it to school. I didn't put it on just for the video. But yeah, so I realize that my accents are awful. How in my acting class though, here's my little anecdote. We did do a dialect unit where we had to for each dialect we had to do like this really kind of probably offensive to people from these countries stereotype of each thing. I didn't make the lesson up. Please, if you have a problem with it, please. There's some. Oh. Sorry, my knuckle is, that's not, okay, sorry. My knuckle's like swollen, I just noticed. But yeah, to the people from these countries that have these accents, these stereotypes are probably kind of offensive. So sorry, but they're kind of what I think of now because that's how I learned. But the British one it was like, I mean, oh gosh, I'm not going to pretend to know anything about how your society thinks because I'm from across the pond, but you guys seem to call it posh. I'm gonna stop talking about it actually. But we had to stand up very straight, put our noses up and be snooty. Because all British people are snooty, obviously. And say, I dare say, old boy, you've been most intolerable. So that was one of them, which isn't really even that much of an accent difference. But whatever. For the Irish one, it was I'm so sorry, Glenn. I'm sorry. A bit advanced. I know I already apologized, but this probably... And my ancestors are like rolling over in their graves. It was, shit, what was it? Oh, now I gotta think of how to say it. It was, no, what was it? You look just like a leprechaun, me boy. And then Scottish was, I don't know. I'll come back to it. I'm gonna have to end up editing this because that was like a minute of me just sitting there thinking. Russian accent. The sentence was I work hard in bookstore. No, it was I come from Russia where I work hard in bookstore to make living. I forgot. See, look, I'm so proud of this. But Sarah wanted me to read something in the British accent, and I'm not even going to touch on Australian. My Australian accent is so terrible because the only thing I have to go off of is that I watch Summer Heights High and Angry Boys. So I could say, Jonah! And that was just kind of me exaggerating it. Anyway, so here's the poem Sarah wants me to read, because in my head I call you Sarah, even though your name is Sarah. Yep. My accent's going to be terrible. It's probably going to change. Like, the dialect of it will probably change. I'll probably move around England while I speak. Here we go. Sorry. You know those lovers that you can lie with for hours, using hands instead of words, communicating by touch, mapping out stars, universes, galaxies onto each other's skin, kissing fingertips and biting noses, and the heat of their body is the only thing keeping you warm, because your body is still shivering. You're afraid to meet their eyes because that's where the words you cannot say wait. Wait to see if you're brave or just a coward. You're just a coward. So you look at their lips, at their hands, remember the pleasure those parts of their anatomy just gave you, and nuzzle your nose and mouth into the crook of their neck, where it meets their shoulder, and breathe, and they smell like expensive cologne and sweat and sex and want and need. So you press your lips there gently, face contorted by the pain of restraint. You feel their lips on your temple, their hands hold your face, rakes fingers through your hair. The way they look at you is terrifying, surfaces all of your fears and insecurities, and then they smile. Brush a hand over your cheek, and you want to cry. So you close your eyes and hum, feel your lips press so gently to yours, to your eyelids, to your forehead. Then you are held, back to front. They nuzzle their face in your hair. The heartbeats race against your spine, fingers twine together, and you catalogue the memory, define it in your mind. It is not one you wish to forget, because this must be what happiness feels like. It must be. And that must be what an awful British accent sounds like. It must be. I don't remember if there were any other ones. Welsh. For my Welsh accent, I'm going to imitate Charlie. So, I'm going to scroll for a moment. The hell is it? Here we go. Don't hate me. I just don't hear a Welsh accent anywhere else, and I can't be bothered to Google it.
Okay, before you all start laughing about how terrible this is.
You speak so high, like in your voice. It's so pretty. It's so much prettier. All of these are prettier than my accent. My accent's so boring. Alright, let me hear it one more time. Nope, that's... What are you doing?
Okay, before you all start laughing about how terrible this is, I just dropped my...
Before you all start laughing about how terrible this is... No, that was terrible. I'm not trying it again, though. Yeah, so... Sorry if you watched all that. I'm gonna try to cut it down. But I probably won't. I never said anything in a Scottish accent, did I? Whoops. I want more marshmallows!